Well, we want to take a few minutes to offer support to those of you who are caregivers for loved ones. Gerontologist Dr. Macie Smith is here to share her perspective on dementia and caregiving. And we'd love to welcome her to the Cocoa Couch. Doctor, how are you?
Doing well. So happy to be here, Claudia.
We're happy to have you.
Yes.
I follow you on Instagram, by the way.
Yes, I follow you too.
Yes, you do. And it's so good to finally have you here in Denver. Okay, you just published a book. It's called A Dementia Caregiver Called to Action, The Journey. Explain what we can find in this book.
So the idea behind the book, it was a clarion call. Family caregivers wanted a guide, just a book, so that way they can guide themselves and their loved ones through the journey of dementia. And so this book takes them through that journey, what to expect before diagnosis when you think something may be happening, what to expect during the diagnostic process, and how to build that team afterwards. It gives, caregivers a support team that they did not know that they needed.
This book is one thing we didn't know we needed.
Until you needed it.
Until you need it. But we went through this with my beloved grandmother, who is no longer with us, but she suffered through dementia. Then my aunt did, and my dad and my mom, who were really close with them, had no idea how to navigate this. Can you explain the difference between Alzheimer's and dementia?
Thank you for asking that, because many people don't know that there is a difference. Alzheimer's is the disease. Dementia is the symptom of that disease. It is a group of behaviors or a set of symptoms a person displays as a result of having a condition that's impairing their cognitive state, their ability to think through things, remember things, to communicate. So if you go to the doctor for a cough, the doctor is going to try to figure out what's causing that cough symptom. It could be COVID, it could be upper respiratory infection. So anytime someone is diagnosed with dementia, the very first thing you want to ask is what type or what's causing it, because Alzheimer's disease is only one type. It is the most common type.
Oh, okay. But dementia has many forms.
Yes, it is an umbrella term.
Oh, my goodness. Now, what should a person do before a loved one gets a diagnosis of Alzheimer's?
So whether the person is having memory issues or not, they need to have their advanced care planning documents in place. So the healthcare power of attorney, the durable power of attorney. It's important to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Whenever you think something is going on or you think there's a concern, make an appointment to your loved one's doctor. Talk to your loved ones, your family members, to see if they're seeing anything as well. So that way you can have a family plan going forward as to how, number one, how to communicate the concerns, and then how to handle it going forward.
And it really is a whole family thing.
Oh, it is.
Once you get a diagnosis like that, because everybody has to be involved and in the know. What about after the diagnosis? What are the next steps?
The very first thing you want to get is education. You want to get training, like the information, tools, and tips that are found in my book, that are also found in the memory care guide at synergyhomecare.com. A lot of times people don't know what to ask for, what they need, or what to do. And so you want to get educated about what to expect for the journey ahead. And then you want to get a certified elder attorney to get those documents in place. And then you want to connect with a support group, so that way you know that you're not going through it alone. And they've already been through it, so they may have some tangible tips to share with you.
Exactly. A support group is a good idea. Now, you also say, please get a team together. Here's my question. How do you get the right team? Because, I mean, you're going to be dealing with so many new things coming at you and with a loved one.
And I will say, when you've met one person living with Alzheimer's or dementia, you've met that one person. The journey is different. The journey is different for the family. And so how to build that team? Get the book.
It's in the
book. When you get the book, I tell you who to call, what to say, what to expect, and how to move forward and how to have that ongoing engagement and communication strategy, because it is different. It depends on where you live. It depends on what dementia the loved one has. And so the book really is an action plan and a game plan for that care.
That book is so important for many caregivers out there dealing with something like this. Now, what does the road ahead look like for caregivers?
One word: hopeful. In April, I was invited to speak at the White House on the state of caregiving. And so we had President Biden's senior administration team there, advocates there, listening, taking notes, developing action plans going forward. And so people are hearing us, people understand what we're doing, because caregiving is not an exempt, right? Everybody can be a caregiver at any time. Everybody can need a caregiver at any time. So it affects everyone. And so the one word, and that's hopeful and it's promising.
That's right. Well, oh my goodness, congrats on that last talk you did, and that is why I follow you on Instagram.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, seriously, always doing great things, and there's a reason for that. So the book is out. Where can people get it, Dr. Macie?
It's available on Amazon.com and also on Barnes & Noble.
Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And please, as you heard the doctor say, if you're going through a situation like this, you're a caregiver for a loved one, this book could truly help. Thank you. It's so good to have you here in person.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, and some info for you guys at home. Get Dr. Macie Smith's book, A Dementia Caregiver's Called to Action, The Journey. Available now at barnesandnoble.com. You can learn more about Synergy Home Care by visiting them online as well, synergyhomecare.com.